Hello, my name's Isaac, and I'm a second-year computer engineering student studying in Mapua University. Today, I'll be showing you my weekly schedule and my study habits for that week. So come with me, and we'll see. My schedule consists of 6 days where I study from 7:30 to 6 p.m. At 9 a.m., I start with my result class, which extends to 10:30. After that, I have a vacant class of 10:30 to 12 where I do usually my assignments. At 12 to 1:30, I now have my mathematics in the modern world. And at 1:30 to 3, I now have also a good 1 hour and a half to do any more assignments or mingle with friends. And now, for my last class, which is at 3 to 4:30, which is the heaviest mentally in my case, is Math 148, which is Calculus 3. After that, I get home usually by 4:30 and finish off by starting my night routine. When I get home, I usually at 4:30, I begin by winding down, of course, and by lining up my assignments that were given throughout the day. From 4:30 to 8, that's when I usually do all my assignments and make sure that I don't have any more left over and that I've done them completely and correctly. After 8, that's when I have my free time where I can usually do whatever I want, which means I get to play games, which is very, very good. Very good. Okay. I usually get to bed by 10 to 10:30 as I don't usually have anything else to do by then, unless I was given more work than usual. On Tuesday, this is the most time I have since I only have one class for this day, which is 4:30 to 6. Tuesdays are usually laundry days, but in other cases, I have this day reserved for anything that needs more heavy work, like let's say I'm being told to run errands or I need to file something out sa City Hall, and usually those types of things. Wednesdays are pretty much the same thing with Mondays, except that I usually have this day reserved for finishing the laundry so that and cleaning up the dorm in general so that everything looks clean and very tidy in general. Thursdays are my heaviest classes. This spans from 7:30 to 6 p.m., which consists of 3 classes. For the first half, which is 7:30 to 12, I have my lab class, which is the CPE104L, or Programming and Design. So this is a lab class where I have to just sit down and do lab work, which is honestly very mentally challenging. At 12 to 4:30, I now have my next computer class, which is CAD, where we do designing of materials and plotting of schematics, mainly. And for my last class, which is 4:30 to 6, we have my EE101, or my Fundamentals of Electric Circuits. This is one of my more favorite classes as it's very interesting to do. I usually get home by 6 to 6:30 and I do all my assignments as usual, and by 8 o'clock, I'm already finished. For my Friday class, I have 2 field subjects and 1 regular subject. They also have the same timing as my Mondays and Wednesday classes, except that my Rizal and my JED are all, of course, field classes, except my Calculus 3. For my Saturday, my classes are only 2, which is one from 7:30 to 12 and one from 4:30 to 6. The first one is another 104, which means a lot of mentally hard tasks to do. From 12 to 4:30, I usually have a large amount of time allotted here. This gives me time to prepare my clothes and anything else I need to go home, because I usually go home at Saturday to go spend time at Sunday with my friends and family. For 4:30 to 6, I have a field class for my EE101 where we usually do assignments or classworks in this time. And after that, I spend my Sundays with my family and go home at Monday morning. And that's my schedule for a whole week. Thank you. My study habits include finding a place to study. This means that it has to be quiet and have no distractions. Take my dorm. This is my place. This is where I study. Next is that you should have a journal ready at hand. This is very important because it keeps important dates and assignments clear from your head and make sure that you have the mental capacity to do them and not remember them. It's very easy and very useful to have this. Next, you should study light and study often. It's very hard to learn anything if you're given 2 hours into a 5-hour exam. It's not gonna work. But if you split those 2 hours into manageable 20-minute timings and 5 minutes in between, then you can manage it in such an easier way. So remember to study light and study often. Next is, very important, and this works for me personally, is to rewrite your notes so that you can relearn them and be able to have more of a recall to them. I could explain this by having more of an eidetic memory where when I rewrite them, I usually remember them because I've written them slowly and it looks nicer on your notebook, of course. One more thing I'd like to add is that you shouldn't cram just before an exam. That's very important because if you cram for an exam, most of the time you're just gonna forget it because you haven't slept and you're so stressed and you're overworked and it's not a good time. So don't do that. And maybe the most important one, where I don't really see others do it, but is a really helps me in pinches sometimes, is to remember to ask help. There are over 1,000 students here in Mapua, and more though, some of them are more likely to help you, even though that it might be a simple question or a more hard question. We have people like professors and council advisors that can help you through these hard times. Don't be afraid to ask help. Thank you. This has been my study habits and schedules for the week. Thank you for listening and thank you for watching. See you next time!